What is going on YouTube? Slushy Games playing the Stanley Parable, doing part 14. I'm starting to lose count of this. We just found the fifth Stanley um, what the hell called statue thingy, and yeah, it got really weird because we went down this vent, we found some tape recorders, and a guy was talking about extorting the bucket
All of his co-workers
from
were gone.
Gamarata.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Trust the completionist instinct. That's new. What we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have synergized our resources. Weird spinning figures. What we know, what we forgot, what we don't know yet. Bonus stuff. 21, building a bridge. Saw one in the cargo room, which I found. Do we need contracts for them? Okay, so that's new on the wall. One plank to allow ease to access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collect of shiny floating. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse's floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Oh, so somebody died. Somewhere both red and blue. Okay, that's the last one. I don't know, it's...
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stick. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find something that's... I don't know.
Last time I was just nothing.
Do I go down or up? I don't remember if I went down last time or not. That was like episode 6. Well, I don't exactly remember what episode it was, but I was... Oh my goodness, no. Let me out. Let me out! Let me out. Let me out. This is not a dance. I'm yelling for help. I'm screaming for help. Please just let me out. I fudged up, I think. No. I'm in a glass box of emotion with a bucket. Maybe it is a bucket of bad luck. This property, Stan. Have faith, bud. You can't look inside the bucket. If there's something inside the bucket, I mean, if you find that on, like, what, episode 45? Or 1,000? Yeah, if you want to do 1,000 videos of Stanley Parable, by all means. I guess so. But now I guess it's just time to think about our thoughts. The vibrating control feels funny. I don't want to quit because I don't know if like something's gonna happen or not. If it like, cause have you noticed this game, Ethan? The more we wait, the more weirder things get. And I bet you it's one of those like if we wait long enough, it will do something. No, I know, but if I quit, oh, stop playing. Like just put the controller down. Okay. I did it.
All that for nothing.
I want to go back in the elevator. I told you, dude. I told you if we waited. I told you.
Bro, all that for nothing?
I know. Nothing. I thought I heard a phone ring. Nothing. I thought I heard a phone ring. Okay, that was interesting.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
What? You okay?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Do you want to go? Which way should I go? I can't go back. Flight is on call 914 immediately. Well.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Wait, what? If I go back down, I could press 3. Remember those buttons? Should I go try that? Or maybe it's just trying to convince me to go, but it's maybe, oh my god, I hate doing this.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Well, I don't know we could go back up, so I guess I have to go back down, huh? Yeah? What are you chewing on?
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Oh, god damn it. I know.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind.
Yeah.
Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again? No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel.
Remember that button down there?
He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said
There's that
nothing.
3 button down there. Maybe let's talk about that one. But let's try it out anyway. Or the one up here. One more time. Are you getting scared? Why are you getting scared?
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist
Yes,
would
I know.
wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator. Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend.
Maybe now I
Surely
can
there
press
was a
all these buttons.
solution, mustn't there be?
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. Maybe.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Are you sleepy?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
Oof.
reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Why 052?
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
And look that way. There's another number.
0142. There's no zero, but no bud. Okay, let's see what happens if we get the good ending with the bucket. We turn it off.
When at last they came to the source of... Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any
like
movie,
Bob the
but
Ball.
then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Find out what?
I don't know. Oh, God. Well, alright. Well, it turns out, I guess, you can't leave with the bucket. So, that's the good ending, but bad ending if you use the bucket. I will, guys, see you guys in episode 15, I suppose.